All right, from automobiles to ESG investments. And ESG investments have been picking up pace in the last 1 year, according to Kamran Khan, the head of ESG across Asia Pacific for Deutsche Bank. I caught up with Kamran Khan and began by asking him about the growth in ESG investments in India and the world.
So, over the last few years, you've seen the market go up and down. Last year was a little bit difficult year for most banks relative to the year before. But what we have noticed, and that is, I think, worth noting, is that of the deals that happened even last year, the proportion that was ESG was increasing. So ESG transactions or sustainable finance transactions are picking up market share across the board. And that, I must say, is true not just in India, but throughout the marketplace globally. And that trend we expect to see continue. And as the markets pick up, particularly on the capital market side, you should expect to see a lot of bonds, ESG bonds coming through.
What can governments do, governments like India do, to have greater ESG compliance for MSMEs and businesses?
Yeah, it's a very important question. I think let me just give you 3-4 key drivers or operative words, really. First is, there has to be a good combination of carrot and stick. The stick may come in the form of requirements for disclosure, which, as you know, has already started in India. It has to be a progression. It has to be a practical, manageable process for not just the regulators, but also the regulated companies. So I think that process has started. The second is incentives. And this is where, if you look at the recent budget, you can see that not only are all the key issues and key sectors for a sustainable economy addressed very adequately, there's some significant incentives provided around this. So that's the first piece. Second, when it comes to SMEs, they usually require a little bit of an extra effort because affordability becomes an issue. So when you want to do ESG transactions, when you want to incorporate these ideas, you can't all just, not every company has the wherewithal to go and hire consultants and do all this work. So some sort of consolidated economies of scale-based models are quite helpful. And this is where banks like us can work with different partners to actually create these type of shared structures are not new to the economy. Digitization has provided these kinds of models all across the economy. So you should expect to see that happening in the ESG space also, particularly as it relates to small and micro enterprises, so that they, on a unit basis, the cost is low, but on a consolidated basis, all the key issues have been addressed. You will start to see that, and government can play some role there, and government-linked institutions can play even more important role.
And with that, it's a wrap on this edition of News Center. More updates when we return.